Hey everyone, it's Emily. I'm back with Justin, and today we're talking about watches that are in high demand, but great watches as a whole.
Also, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date on our latest video content.
So before we get into sort of the 5 watches that we're looking at, we have to do a wrist check. So leave us a note in the comments on what you're wearing. But Justin, what do you got on today?
Today I'm going with a Datejust, 41 Datejust 41, the blue dial, which I think the blue looks so good. Going with the blue jacket, blue jeans, blue watch kind of theme today. And anyway, I think it's a clean watch and I like it.
It sure is. I love it. Yeah. So I've got on an oldie but a goodie. We've got a Cartier Tank on, just a leather strap.
Yes.
Nothing too extravagant, but again, kind
nice
of an
watch,
outfit inspo.
very classic, yeah.
Not gold for once, so I know, hold on.
Also somewhat fitting in with our theme today, right? Those
very
watches
much
have
so.
been pretty popular, and yeah, we'll see if it ends up on the list.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
So basically today we're talking about some watches that everybody knows, everybody wants, but it's not always the easiest to get. So the first watch we've got up here is quintessential, one of the beautiful colored OPs.
Yes, so we're talking about, the new Rolex Oyster Perpetual. This line of watches has a lot of really fun, cool, bright dials, right? I mean, they all look great. To me, I really like all the colors. But they're crazy hot, they're hard to get, they're trading well over market. We're talking 3 or 4 times retail price right now.
Especially other colors versus, some colors versus other colors,
some
right?
of them. So there's a dark forest green, we have this like teal blue color, there's the yellow, the red, and honestly, they're all really hot and they're all really hard to get. Some more than others.
Yeah.
This I don't think is the absolute toughest. I think the yellow is the
Yellow's
hardest
tough.
one to get. But this is probably a close second.
Yeah, I think that there's kind of a trend right now around the Tiffany blue.
There
just
is.
Speaking around the Nautilus, but the OP kind of was the first one in this.
It is. And I've always liked the OP. I think it's a great line. I've always thought it was a great deal. I really liked the version before this, that blue dial one with the green markers or the green dots. I thought was really clean looking and also a great value. At retail, I think you get a lot of watch for the money.
So true.
That's less of a thing now. I mean, if you can get one at retail, it still holds true. I mean, these are, like I said, trading for like upwards of 3 times retail price.
They are, and we see these come in and they are gone within hours.
They're super popular,
Yep.
and I mean, I think part of it is they're fun. They look good. It's a great watch. It's also a little bit of outside the box for Rolex.
Yeah.
Wow, Rolex is doing some really cool new stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of no surprise that they've caught on, but yeah, they've caught on hard.
I agree. What color of the OPs is your favorite? Just curious.
I think this one is my favorite.
Really?
If I got to choose any of them, I like this one. I also really like the dark green.
Yes.
To me, it's kind of in between. Like it's nice that it's a little fun color. It's not super crazy.
It's a lot more wearable.
It's also Rolex's green kind of,
Yes,
so I
such a
love
good
that
point.
interplay right there. But this one, if I had to pick one, it's a statement piece and it looks fun and I'd take it. What about you?
Closest color to gold is
yellow. You go with the yellow?
Yeah, the yellow was my
can see
favorite
that.
from the beginning. I like sunshine as a whole, so it's kind of just that fun little pop of color on your
fun.
wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So let us know, do you guys have one of these? Was it tough to get? Are you still looking for them? What are you guys doing with the OPs? Are you a fan? We know that a lot of watch collectors really aren't, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But for the new people kind of like looking to Rolex, this is a really great way to catch their attention.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're going to stay Rolex on this one, but
Let's
we're going to
move
bring in
to the second watch.
Yeah.
Another new Rolex. We are going to go with the new Submariner.
Yep, aka the Cookie Monster, right?
AKA the Cookie Monster, the white gold with the blue ceramic bezel.
Woo!
Quite honestly, all the Submariners are hot and tough to get right now. There's a big wait list. They're trading over retail in the secondary market. Certain ones are hotter than other ones, and this one's up there.
I think that's a big key. Everything's trading over value.
Yes. This one's great. I love this. Out of all the new Submariners, this one's probably my favorite. I love the look of that black and blue with the white gold. It's just such a clean watch, and I mean, it's beautiful.
It truly is a standout. I like the Hulk a lot. I kind of like the color matching, but this really just has its own sort of approach to the classic Submariner, and it's beautiful. There's no surprise why people are waiting on long lists for this one.
Yeah, and this is one that you notice right off the bat too. I mean, I think the blue being a little bit different than Rolex's kind of standard with Submariners.
Yes.
I mean, they had the Smurf before this. They had the blue dial, which honestly, I love that one as well.
Who doesn't?
But you instantly see it and know it's special. I mean, you see black Submariners and you'll see the green, but you don't see the blue every day. And I think people are kind of noticing that. And you know, with the new release and the black dial and the new variants, it's just getting a lot of attention, and it's popular. I mean, they come in and they immediately go out pretty much. So yeah, it's another one really high on that hot list.
Yeah, it's fun to see Rolex kind of taking a little bit of color into these watches. I mean, before it seemed not necessarily subdued, but not nearly as bright and powerful.
Right.
I mean, hello the Hulk,
Yes.
who wasn't a fan of this, but now we're kind of like blending back from the bright colors to something a little bit more wearable with the black dial. So I'm not surprised. Men and women alike are coveting these watches, and I think that's kind of another piece is these fit a wide variety of watch wearers,
They
you know,
do,
be it male, be it female, and that's kind of
it's really a watch for everyone,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's not
which
so
speaks to
tool-
it's tough to get.
Exactly. So, all right, well, let's go to the third one on our list, stepping out of Rolex.
Yes.
And something that I know you will be a fan of because
Yes, I am.
you have one on your wrist. Cartier.
Yep. Cartier is definitely taking its own trajectory to another level right now. I think the world of fashion is really playing into the, you know, desirability of all Cartier watches as a whole, but I think there's been a surge of women really getting into watches recently, and I mean, you cannot talk about watches with women and not talk about the
Cartier.
Tank.
Yes.
Especially Cartier, yes, but the Tank, the Santos, but the Tank especially, people
Absolutely.
gotta have.
Absolutely.
This is definitely a little smaller than normal.
Yes, this is the smaller variant. They do have a larger one, but really it's kind of here nor there. The larger size is harder to get and it is more expensive, but all of the line is tough to get, and they're all really hot right now. And part of that is, again, we talk about the, you know, men-women thing. Like, honestly, like you said, with women in Cartier, there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But the Tank and the Santos, especially the Tank, it has so much history, and that's one with women and men that are, you know, after this watch and chasing it and putting it on their list.
Which makes it harder to find.
Exactly. So you have all, you know, the men who want it because they like it and, you know, it fits and the heritage and all that. Plus, you know, with all the women wearing larger watches, now that they're buying the large size too.
And the namesake alone, Cartier. Who doesn't want Cartier on their wrist?
Yeah, there's so much history there, and on top of that, they're just beautiful watches, right?
Well made.
The dials, the little touches of blue, all the details. You know, there's a lot to love about them, and it's been shown the past few years they've been super hot. I don't think they're slowing down.
No.
It shows by the way, you know, we move through them, we get them in, they're out, we get, you know, and you know they're trading at a pretty high price now.
They really are, and still slightly affordable, you know, in comparison.
They are on the more affordable side, which is nice. Like compared to the Submariner we were just talking about, you know, they are quite a bit less expensive, but yeah, they're definitely one that moves quick.
I agree. All right, so we've got another big one coming at you. We're gonna go back to Rolex.
Yes.
You can't talk about Rolex without talking about the Daytona.
My favorite. So this is my favorite Rolex right now. My favorite Rolex in production.
Yes.
I love it. I love this watch since it's come out. And again, this isn't a new watch, right? This has been out for a little while, and it's been really hot since then.
We cannot keep these on our website.
It's not slowing down at all. I mean, it came out and it started trading over retail, and it was kind of, wow, look at how much this is going for, and look how much it's trading for, and it just keeps going and going and going, and you know, we're surprised at each new step, but it just keeps going.
But it speaks to more or less the lists just keep getting longer and longer and longer. You will wait for this watch if you are at an AD, and so I think that's the beauty of shopping the secondary market is that we do get these in.
Right.
It is not rare. It's just rare for them to stay on our site for much longer than a day.
Exactly, and you can get one from the AD, like you said. It's a long wait list, and it's going to be really tough to do. So that's why, you know, people come to us and, you know, we buy these watches and sell them, and yeah, they sell at a premium because, you know, you could get it from us, or you could wait however many years if you end up getting it.
I don't want to just sit there and be hopeful for forever.
Absolutely.
I want it on my
instant
wrist.
gratification type, and and apparently a lot of people feel the same way because I mean this has been out for a long time and it's still one of the hottest watches out there.
It is.
Yeah.
We were surprised that we even had this one here today. So don't wait too long if you've got your eyes on this.
This was the last one. Yeah, it was one, and I was glad we had it because I would have been really disappointed if we couldn't include it in the stock.
It's true. Well, speaking of last one, we've got one more that we want to make sure we kind of highlight today. So go ahead and bring this one in here. Yes, this is not a Rolex, so
we're talking something a little different. This is a Grand Seiko. This is the GMT with the peacock dial.
Yes.
Gorgeous watch.
Beautiful. I'm not sure if you guys can kind of see that dial in there.
Yeah, the texture on there and the color, that kind of green teal. It's a beautiful watch. Grand Seiko does dials better than anyone in my opinion. They're
They are
amazing.
undeniable.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're very hot right now. They're really desirable. They've been gaining a lot of traction. And this isn't necessarily exactly this watch.
Right.
It's kind of like a Grand Seiko as a whole.
Yes.
Right? Grand Seiko's getting a lot more publicity, a lot more recognition, a lot more respect.
I mean, their watches are made perfectly, like damn near perfect, right?
They're so good. I mean, you look at one under a loop, and then you can tell why they're getting the
gaining
traction.
that cult following more or less from not only experienced watch collectors, but really new watch collectors as well.
Yeah.
And again, it kind of ladders back to the availability. You know, you're going to sit on a wait list for certain watches from Rolex when you can actually find Grand Seikos available, and you're getting a great watch. You're really getting it at a great price.
Right.
So then you're kind of enjoying your watch versus just waiting and hoping that you're ever going to get that call.
What you get for the money with them is really, really good. And, you know, it's becoming really well known and really well respected. And it was a tough break-in for Grand Seiko, right? I mean, the Swiss watch industry is, it's pretty tough. And I mean, they're known to be the best in the world. And they, you know, they have that feeling about them where people just know Swiss watches are king.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yes, exactly. So for a Japanese one, especially who carries the Seiko name, who's more of an entry-level brand, granted, Grand Seiko is not the same as Seiko. It's very different. But to kind of shake that feeling, I felt like was kind of tough. And recently, over the past few years, they've been doing a great job. I mean, they're getting a lot of respect, and I think it's well deserved. But
very much so.
Yeah, another one, very desirable. These, you know, are coming in. We see some of them trading over market now. We actually just had their new blue wave dial one in. Gorgeous watch. I love that. I would have loved to feature it today, but
we all stopped what we were doing to see this watch because we knew it would not last long, and sure enough,
it didn't. It wasn't here for a couple days, and it was gone. And that was one that's trading several thousand over retail. So it's not just the Swiss watches that are, you know, super hyped and, you know, these wait lists and trading over retail. So which personally I love. I like seeing that. I like seeing the new brands and the diversity and all of that.
It's fun to step outside of Rolex for a minute and see what else is happening in the world of watches. All right, so you know what time it is. I want to know, Justin, you get one choice of any of these watches. Which one is it?
Usually it's a very hard decision. Today it's pretty easy. I've already said I think this is the best Rolex that they make right now, my favorite. So yeah, without a doubt, I would pull the trigger on that one and be perfectly happy with it.
Yeah, it's tough. I genuinely do love this watch. I know just the desirability of it sort of makes that investment aspect really enticing for me, but there's something about the OPs. I mean, maybe it's just the retail price versus what they're trading for at this exact moment, but I think I've got to go with the OP. If I'm making my pick, even if it's not this color, I'd still be pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun watch that, you know, maybe my kids somewhere down the line would be able to enjoy, and like, your mom got the OP and the colored dial. Yes, I did, honey.
Yeah.
But those are the types of things that, you know, I think about when I'm looking at watches. I mean, they're lifetime. And
absolutely. And these being with the color, like you said, it's so fun when, you know, maybe one day when you hand that down to your kids, it's that color is that crazy color that what were they doing back then? You know,
Stella dials,
exactly.
Right?
And then it comes back and it's cool again, and you know, it's a nice little section of history kind of like carved out. So I think it's a great choice. It's a really nice watch.
Well, you know, these are just our picks, but we're obviously curious. What watch are you after? What watch have maybe you been waiting for the most? Tell us in the comments. Let us know what you're on the wait list for, or what you're searching for, or what you actually maybe got. You know, maybe
a lot of those are heartbreaking. It's like you love it, you just can't get it, or you can't afford it at the secondary market, or can't justify it. But yeah, we want to know, what's that one watch that, you know, you just, if it wasn't so hyped and wasn't so hard to get, you'd pull the trigger on right now. Leave us a comment below.
Well, you guys, we've got a lot more videos, so be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date on all of our latest video content. But that's all for today.
That's a good one.
We'll definitely be back soon. Until then, you guys, be well.